Dear IM reader, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the creative writings of Carlyle, exclusively for Immortalist magazine. Today's title is, I Want to Live Forever Young. How to Vote for the 1974 Research on Aging Act. Today, there is little worldwide mass consciousness concerning longevity as an effective solution to the world's problems. Imagine what it would be like if this wasn't the case. What if 90% of our global population was debating the positives and negatives of extending the health and life of individuals who wish to live to 100 years or more? I envision this debate becoming a major social and political issue in the 21st century. Now imagine, in a very near future, two guys walk down the street discussing their shenanigans from last night. A young woman approaches them with a piece of paper in one hand and a writing pen in the other. She asks if they'd like to sign a petition to encourage the government to support anti-aging research. Thousands have already signed it for all of us to stay healthy for the next 100 years, she says. The guys are stunned when they learn that 50 years ago the government passed the Research on Aging Act. The objective of this act was to research the anatomy of aging, but little has been accomplished with no widespread knowledge. One guy says, "Hey, if I can stay young and healthy even when I'm over a century old, I'll sign the petition." The other guy gushed, "They'll never be able to stop us from growing old." The young woman laughs and tells them that she's already been taking one of the experimental anti-aging pills. Pulling her driver's license out of her purse, she shows them her birth date, September 2nd, 1930. She's 91 years old and looks no older than 35. Without much hesitation, they share the pen to sign the anti-aging petition, hoping to increase government support for research to help average Americans reverse degenerative damage and stay young and healthy for at least a century. When thousands of concerned citizens start circulating the anti-aging petition all across the country, the government will be forced to back up aging research as promised 50 years ago. There is a dire need for mass consciousness to create voter awareness of this fact. Beyond just helping individuals to live better in this world, there is a greater need for healthy anti-aging and rejuvenation. Saving the earth is the even greater need for our longevity. The woman invites the guys to a voters' meeting to help them and the general public learn how living longer can save the world. It's the next step in our evolution as a human species, she says. We're creating mass consciousness to start a mass movement for every person to have the right to control how long they live. When a vast majority of us live for a few centuries, we will be taking care of planet Earth with far greater care than we've been doing, living short lives and carelessly causing global pollution. Here is the date and time for our next voters' meeting. She walked off to get more anti-aging petition signatures. Amazed they had just met and talked to a 90-year-old woman who looks 35, the two guys agreed to go to the meeting and learn more about how voting for youthful longevity can save the world. When the two guys walked into the auditorium, one was surprised to see a large banner overhead with the words, "Immortalist Guardians of the Earth." "Hey man, I thought we were at a transhumanist meeting to save our lives." The other guy laughed. "Dude, transhumanists are also interested in saving our planet." The speaker began her lecture with a stern, commanding look on her face. To save our world, we must live longer. Short lives never pay enough attention to protecting our global environment. Longevity is the key to become the future guardians of the earth. In the audience, a young man shouted that he wanted to control how long he lived. You have that right. Democracy gives us the right to control how long science can help us live and make this world better. There is also cosmic work for future immortals to do out there in the universe and beyond. How do we start doing so? Asked an older, attractive woman wearing an "I want to be fertile again" button. The lecturer smiled. "The best news is this," she says. "Anti-aging has already been passed as a law here in America." "What? When?" The audience interrupted. "I know you are all surprised," she says. "The Research on Aging Act was passed by the United States Congress in 1974, but it has never been taken seriously. Today, we have not just the scientific breakthroughs, but also the means to create greater awareness and start building a truly healthy and potentially immortal civilization by voting for it. You can call your Congress members and ask them to increase funding of the Research on Aging Act of 1974. Here are the phone numbers of their headquarters in each district where you can text the words, 'I want to live forever young.'" Right then, they all began texting their Congress members and senators. The lecturer finished the meeting by saying, "I want you to know that I'm an evolved transhuman. We are the early stage of human immortality. I look human, as I did before, but within me is the greatest computing technology for the longest, healthiest lifespan you could ever dream of. All of you can one day also live indefinitely long and guard the life of our wonderful planet. We will be the immortalist guardians of Earth and beyond," some shouted out with glee. Since then, their activities were on the global news. Every member of the U.S. Senate and Congress was contacted in the next few weeks. Picket signs saying, "Anti-aging saves the Earth," were carried outside their headquarters in every state. The following words circulated by attendees. If I could be living in a healthy body at age 100, and I could go on for thousands of years, I would live in other planets. A young attendee responded, I would stay here on planet Earth and discover every corner of this glorious place. Now, a question for IM readers. What would you do if you could live for hundreds of years? To learn more about the Research on Aging Act passed by the U.S. Congress in 1974, check the additional link at the end of this article. Let us know what you think. And if you like this article, share it with the world. To write for IM or to publish on our platform, find us on immortalistmagazine.com. Don't forget to subscribe and save our contact to receive our digital magazines, voice articles, and updates straight to your inbox. Read to you by IM Bot.